Emily, who looks fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
What age would you like to be married and have your first kid?
I'd say I'd like to be married in the next 5 years or so. So like 29, around there. So I'm just giving myself a little leeway.
So what I'm hearing from all you ladies is ideally you'd like to be married with kids, give or take, by age 30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ideally, I would have already been married.
Okay. All right. Next question. Thank you for being candid, by the way. How necessary is a man in your life by the age 30? By age 30, how necessary is a man in your life? Let's do a 1 through 10 scale. 10 being like, yo, if I don't have a man by age 30, like I got to figure this thing out. 1 being like, I don't give a shit, I'm fine. How necessary is a man in your life by age 30, Pearl?
8.
8. Okay. Why isn't it a 10?
Well, because I feel like 35 would be like a 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'm thinking like, all right, if I was 30, I feel like there has to be worse, which would be 35 or 40. You know, so you have to. So
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe
Nat?
7. You know, I'll do 7, 8, 35, 9, 40, 10, 50.
That's just math
late.
right there, ladies.
That is late.
Well, I'm just saying, you gotta because in my head,
10,
I'm like, you have to
50.
have one
50,
that's
you're done.
Yeah,
you have to
you're
have one
right.
that's worse. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why
Well,
10
that's real
is. I know
worse.
10's
So-
the worst.
You said 8 by
I'm trying to
30,
average out the scale.
9 by 35,
Yeah.
and then 10 by 40.
Yeah.
I think that's what you meant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Nat, how necessary is a man in your life by age 30?
By age 30,
Yeah.
I would say 8 as well.
Okay.
8 as well.
Now by age 35?
I would say 10.
Okay.
I would
and
like
now
my
by
man
age
by 10.
40?
I'm age 10. By 40, I'm like, I gotta
Okay.
figure something out.
This is acceptance.
The wonderful Jamie?
Bye, dog.
By age 30, how necessary is a man in your life? 1 through 10.
What do you mean by necessary?
Like,
Like to have children?
how about this? By age 40, how necessary is a man in your life?
I'm going to say 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Emily, by age 30, how necessary is a man in your life? Keep in mind you're only 24.
Yes, I'm a baby. I would say like a 10. I don't want to be like my parents and have my kids at age 40.
Okay. So newsflash, gentlemen out there, women have this age 30 barometer where it's like the biological clock is ticking. That does not exist for men. Like I encourage men wholeheartedly, bruh, hold out until you're at least 30. Hold out. Work on yourself, work on your passion, work on your business, keep improving, keep striving, and then you'll be very much high in demand, low in supply by the time you're 35 as an example. Okay. Shifting gears here. What do you think of a single 40-year-old man who has his quote-unquote shit together?
What's his number?
Call me.
Just whatever you define as shit together. His shit is together. Financially, sexually, romantically, socially,
Yeah.
lifestyle. His shit is together.
What's his phone number?
Boom. Gotcha. It starts with 305. That's my go ahead. What do you think of that type of man? 40-year-old man who has his shit together, single. No
Sometimes
kids.
I wonder when a man is 40. Like, I think a lot of girls in our conversation, when we see like an older dude hanging out with a bunch of us and they're 40 and we're like, what's wrong with them? Like at
Okay,
that
so
point,
what's
I
wrong
think
with me?
something's wrong with you.
As a 40-year-old man, what's wrong with me?
Failed relationships, maybe inability to love and actually commit, and you're in Miami and you have a Playboy lifestyle.
Spot on. I don't need to go see that psychiatrist anymore.
At least
Gotcha.
you're accountable about it, though.
But
Yeah.
so, you know, for me as a woman, I'm going to see that and I'm like, he's not ready to settle.
Yeah.
It comes off as not ready to settle. And I feel like you may be doing that for a while. Like, so then it wouldn't be an option.
I'll give you a little twist. Maybe that guy is the most ready to settle. Maybe. Because he's been around the block. He's driven all the cars. He's made all the money. He's
Are we
partied.
talking about exceptions, Adam?
Ooh!
Well, exceptions are made for
Well, listen, I'm
exceptional men.
delusional, so I like the
Exceptions are made for exceptional men. Okay. So for the most
So that
part, we
works,
have
yeah.
that 40-year-old guy with his shit
Then he's
together.
top of the
Actually,
Call
I
me.
have a question. Would you
Yeah.
prefer a 40-year-old guy that's been both have no kids, but one's been divorced? Which would you pick?
Interesting question.
Wait, say that again.
Because to me, if he's been divorced, that means he's like more willing to commit than the guy that's
Ah.
not.
Yeah.
But I'm
Okay.
curious if you guys have the same thought process.
It would be why were they divorced? So, like, it really depends.
Why? Because it didn't work out. Let's just hello.
Yeah, but did
But
it not
would
work
you
out
pref-
because of him? Like,
I
is he
love
the
this.
problem? Or
I
the
love this
Let's-
question from Pearl.
But yeah,
This is
no,
why she
I
makes the
like.
big bucks.
I think a divorced man's fine.
No,
Yeah.
which one would you prefer?
Yeah, prefer.
You pick one. And it was semi-mutual. Like
Never been
nothing
married
bad.
at 40 or divorced at 40. Who would you prefer?
Prefer?
That is a
maybe
great question.
maybe divorced because they have that experience.
So you want someone who's failed in their marriage rather than someone
No,
who
I don't
hasn't
think
gotten
so.
married.
I think I would pick somebody who's not been divorced if I could pick.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
would- I
fair
would
to
pick-
say,
I would
No, you're
right?
talking about the
Someone
40,
who's
like
not.
a 40-year-old man. If I'm going after 40-year-old men, I kind of have an expectation that they may be divorced.
Well, because I just kind of gauge.
Or been engaged.
Or been
kinda-
engaged,
I
yeah.
kind of gauge, like, because I feel like when you're getting to know a guy, you kind of are gauging how willing he is to commit.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like if I hear he's been divorced, I'm like, oh, he's more likely to do that again. Unless
Okay.
there's like a brutal divorce or something.
Like
That's
a serial
true, yeah.
divorcee.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Serial
sometimes,
divorcer.
sometimes when people come like divorced, they come with certain baggage,
Mm-hmm.
and that also affects how they commit to you. So that's also something to consider because like I've dated somebody who has been divorced, and that affected like certain ways that we dated and certain things that he did. So I would rather have someone who's possibly not been divorced so that we can experience like first time things together. That would be kind of my thought
I think
process.
all women want to be the chosen one.
Right,
Like,
right. But it's not shocking if a man is divorced. Like if I meet a guy who's 40 and he's single but he has kids, to me I'm like, all right, at least a woman wanted to have kids with you, you know? So like
That's true.
there's pros and cons to it, but if you're asking me do I pick, I'm like, I'd rather you not be divorced and like we
Okay.
do it together.
Next question. We just talked about the ideal age. You want to get married, kids, right? The guys are listening, the girls are answering. This is great. We just talked about a 40-year-old man who has his shit together. For the most part, it was call me. I respect that, Pearl. Now, flipping it on you, what do you think of the 40-year-old woman who
Call
is
me.
single, has her shit together?
she want to be my sugar mommy?
What do you think about that woman? And what would you think if you were in that position? Pearl, you go first.
I mean, she's done. It's over. I mean, what can you really offer to a guy after 40? Men get married because they want to have kids. At that point, like, you should just try to find a guy for companionship and maybe take marriage off the table because why on earth would he marry you at
Huh.
40? What can you offer?
Okay. What are your thoughts, Jamie? Woman who's 40, single, and has her shit together.
I
What would you
know.
say?
I
Would
think
you
that a
want
lot of
that?
women are like can be happy with that. Would I want that? No, not. I wouldn't want that personally. But if
Okay.
that were me, like I'm gonna make the best.
I like
of
how
it,
you
and
said-
I would adopt.
I like how you said can be happy instead of are happy
Yeah, I would say because there's
because it's the exception.
some that aren't. There's some people who are single. They did the
exception.
boss babe thing. They're
Yeah.
40 years old, and then they're like, I want to get married and have kids somehow. And they're like, you have to be realistic with that for sure.
Young Emily,
Yes.
how would you feel? Let's personalize this. 16 years from now,
Oh God.
you're 40, single, no man, no kids, but you have your shit together. You know, money, social, podcast, all that. How would you feel about that?
I think I would be proud of myself first and foremost that I do have my shit together regardless of whether or not I have a relationship or children. I think part of me would be very upset that I don't have those things, but I would make the best of it.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.